That's a
Oh,
safe
okay. They
pick,
go.
though.
They
I
go. They
like
go with the
that.
Venge. Yeah.
I
Okay.
like the Venge.
So it's the exact same thing that you were saying though. It's like it's some sort of save for the Bat Lasso.
Hmm.
The Legion is like you already have the Bloodseeker, which is most likely going to go off lane unless they want to be the first team to lose with it on mid.
Okay, no,
And
no, 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 Jenkins, no, because you did not watch
oh
the
no,
ESL matches that I. Legion mid was a big deal and won a lot of games there. It was mostly the South American teams though, because
that's
that is a
true.
Peruvian
Okay,
thing.
it's
But
Gunner definitely plays Legion mid. I've seen him play that.
mhm.
I'm not a huge fan of the Legion mid just because it usually turns out to do about the same thing that a Legion offlane does. It
Mm,
doesn't really feel like you need to be mid to you're just running around dueling people and purging things, which is what you do as an offlaner anyway. And with that being said, like the only thing you're looking for is a bat answer, and there are 5 positions that are lower farm priority that
right.
need less that will answer the same, such as like the Venge. And I think you're right with the Oracle. Like the Oracle would have been great as well. The Oracle is more of it answers it in the lane as well,
Hmm.
whereas Venge answers it in the game. And then also this sets up for like a Drow Ranger, which I'm actually surprised
Ooh.
that Crazy picked up a Terrorblade. I think Zoomers is 99% likely to pick Drow right now. Drow completely hard counters Terrorblade. It's just
She's,
the only thing is like then you're playing Drow into Clockwork Bat, who are good gap close, but
you
I
have
mean
a
they just pick.
Venge.
That's true. You have the Venge, and then they just pick Terrorblade. Like how can
Yeah,
you not
there's
pick
no way
this?
you don't pick it up. No way
How
you
can you
don't pick
not
it
pick
up.
this right now?
Hmm.
They're like asking to get Drowed.
They
That almost
absolutely are.
that makes me think like Owie must be baiting this. He must be okay with the fact that they're going to pick the Drow because they have the Bat and the Clockwork, and maybe they're going to try to like last pick some Storm. I mean, there's not great lockdown for a Storm right now for any of the spirits. To be honest,
I mean, you've got some decent amount, right? You've got the Avatos, you've got the obviously you're going to be holding onto your swaps to save them for the Drow Ranger in case she gets cogged up or lassoed. But you also have another stun. You've got the silence with the blood right. You've got solutions. You've
I
got a
think
silence on Drow. It's not
yeah,
like super fast. It's not an instantaneous sort of thing, but
that's the
you
thing
do
is
have
like
options.
none of them are really instant other than even the tiny. It's like if you keep your distance from him, it's really hard for him to instantly get you because you can just get away between the avatics, and he needs to toss you. Like the drow is probably like their best silence or their best like closest thing to instant disable,
Hmm.
honestly. But I mean, it's not like it wouldn't be the best like Ember
Ember's
or
already out. There's no Ember. There's possibility for a Void Spirit or a what do you call it?
they need something that's like an ultra hard jumping, like backline jumping
It'd
hero,
have
I think.
it'd have to be a storm or a void spirit, I think, at this point. But it
Yeah.
looks like they're not afraid of it because they have lockdown, they have some silence. So like they banned out the Lena, they banned out the Death Prophet. They're not thinking about like I don't know if that's just supreme no, I don't want to say arrogance, but just confidence
Confidence.
coming out from the
We'll say
side of
confidence.
Zoomers that they're just like, we don't care. Go get your storm. You're going to have to take time to farm up. And during that time, we're going to start making moves and taking your towers and putting the pressure down. So that is the problem with Storm is that he does need an item at least before he can start really making moves, unless he gets very lucky with those runes of opportunity.
This is true. Yeah, this is true.
Burb.
Oh, okay. All
All
right.
right. There's your
So Zoomers switching things up. So there's a few things that they could do. I think the most obvious draft is that this is a tiny mid, and that it's going to be like a Phoenix or like a Venge 4. But I wouldn't put it past Zoomers who have been experimenting a lot lately to
mhm.
like put a Venge mid or to put a Phoenix mid.
I don't think we see the. Oh, okay, that's a good solution to the Phoenix. I'm pretty sure this is a Gunner Tiny, if I had to guess from seeing what I've seen
Yeah,
throughout
yeah.
this tournament.
I would.
It's gonna be
I mean,
maybe under Rubik.
it's
Yeah, there we go.
it's the least like crazy draft that they could run. So I mean, it's not. It's like what does a Phoenix or like a Venge do with farm?
Oh, but they shifted it. They shifted so that Bryle's playing the Batrider mid. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So this I mean this will do quite well against the tiny, and I would imagine this is likely why they last picked the Beastmaster is because
Mhm.
it puts the Batrider mid and makes the Tiny suffer so hard. I mean, it's a skill matchup. I've definitely seen Tiny's somehow win this one, getting like a lucky kill or a good power rune, something like that. It's possible. Like Tiny can just Avatoss out the wave, but Bat should destroy any melee hero. And Beastmaster doesn't do all too well against this Venge Drow lane. I think Venge Drow can do
Mhm.
quite well against these two melee heroes. But it's good for the game, like you mentioned. It's great for the egg counter. It's really good with the Terrorblade, just buffs up his damage. Like you always want some sort of steroid these days, especially when you have a Venge Drow on the enemy team. Like the Drow has the Venge to buff her. So if you, and especially in a counter matchup like Drow versus Terrorblade, like you need something on the Terrorblade to buff him up, or he's gonna lose.
Mhm.
So I definitely understand the pick.
So is this a fast enough moving draft though coming out from Crazy? We do have the Beastmaster, which is great at pushing. Of course, every time the Metamorphosis is going to be up over on HFN, we're going to see movement. But I feel like right now, it just moves just a little bit faster going for the side of 4 Zoomers.
It depends. A lot depends on this mid lane. You know, you have this Batrider who I think if he can get travels up early and he runs around with the Beastmaster, Beast does the tower damage, he does the hero damage. Like this could be a very devastating core duo and then make space for the TB. Whereas with 4 Zoomers, I see them more like 5-manning to towers. You know, you've got the Drow, right? This hero on every item timing, she wants to run at towers and kill them. And then you Bloodseeker, this guy wants to fight nonstop. You have the Tiny, this guy wants to fight nonstop. So I could definitely see 4 Zoomers like running over this game as 5 and Crazy running over this game more of like a slow paced where they're just 4-manning and then TB is farming and Zoomers can't do anything about TB farming.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the lanes though, like as usual in this patch.
It always comes down to the lanes, that's for sure. I have a feeling, though, that this Venge is going to be attached to Drow at the hip. Just because, that is their primary source of save to make sure that she doesn't get lassoed, she doesn't get cogged up, what have you. Lots of force staffs getting made as well. It's a little bit more transparent what the win condition is over on the side of Zoomers, which I think is a little bit scarier. Although HFN, this guy, he is an absolute monster when it comes to farming, but he is going to need that time to come online too. So
he does, and it's not an easy lane for him either against a Bloodseeker Phoenix. I mean, this is a pure damage hero and a magic damage hero. Like Phoenix is an illusion killer. This is one of the hardest counters to all of the illusion heroes in Dota because you do percentage damage, and it's all AoE. Everything, single one of Phoenix's spells is AoE magic, and this TB hero is 500 HP. So it's a really hard lane for HFN. They're even just sacking it. They're just sending Owie on the clockwork to the safe lane and just saying screw it. Okay, we're just gonna play this lane to like disrupt the clockwork, get last hits on Metamorphosis, and then I don't know, pull when meta's down.
Yeah, this is gonna be a difficult lane for the Terrorblade here. And again, like you said, you've got 2 melees for the most part. They're gonna have to deal with Ocean, throwing out the spirits. Monkeys can do a decent amount of zoning as well. So yeah, already the Flame Spirit's doing a lot of work, just making sure that they can't get those final last hits. But bottom lane looks like it's a pretty calm situation down here, nothing too wild. Just gonna keep trying to mess with Sammy Boy's farm. And I'm interested how this mid lane's gonna play out, because like you said, you've got 6 stacks of Sticky already over on Gunner. Phoenix, though, sitting really low. And there it is. There's the first blood, so that'll give HFN a little more breathing room. Not sure exactly how that happened.
Jeez. I mean, yeah, that's rough. I mean, his meta's wearing off, but I mean, it's only 20 extra damage on that first meta. It's really not that scary. Dying to it is really rough.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if maybe they bit off a little bit more they could chew. Maybe Ocean was getting too aggressive, most likely. But
I think that's likely. I mean, this is a Phoenix classic. Like this hero at level 1 is so garbage. It's so
not as bad
easy
as
to kill.
Enigma, though.
No. Not many heroes are. He just has no escape is the problem.
Yeah. Oh, that works pretty well, actually. I didn't think about that. The fact that every time that Brile tries to come forward at Gunner, as long as he's being very conservative with his toss, he can just toss Brile away. So, not the worst, but he's not going to be able to get super close and get all the last hits that he wants.
Yeah, sure. That's kind of the issue, is that Bat can just like keep zoning like this forever.
Mhm.
And but that's the thing with the mid lane, is it's such a small lane that a lot of these matchups you think should go one way or the other, and then it's just even because the towers are so damn close to each other.
I guess the other thing that I want to consider too is the fact that you don't have some of the greatest supports being able to make these rotations, right? You've got a Phoenix over in that top lane, and in the bottom lane you've got a Vengeful Spirit, who you don't want to really leave behind, or rather the Drow. You want to make sure that somebody's constantly babysitting her, because otherwise they're going to go for some sort of a dive.
Yeah, Drow's one of the carries that can't be left alone. Like, you need to support her up until like 9 minutes into the game, or if you need to leave on Venge, Drow needs to leave as well and just run to the enemy safe lane, or triangle. Yeah, I think if she's sick, she can triangle, but other than that, you just go to the enemy safe lane. I like KheZu's build here. I think this is really cool. The fact that he started with a buckler just to buff up the boars. Because you know the double ranged hero, they're going to focus the boars. So just giving a little bit more armor. Interesting solution to the Drow Venge. I mean, it's not working out that well, but it's, you know, I think he should probably be getting a little bit more dumpstered in this lane if it wasn't for the buckler.
Well, it's tough, especially like you said, you know, the Wave of Terror being able to reduce that armor, just adding a little bit to try to beef them up. Never a bad idea. It also gives you a little bit more confidence in the lane. 4-minute runes are coming up, though. You can see the rotations coming out. Looks like Ryle's spotting out. Oh, Monkeys, though, gets the kill on Owie. The top lane here. HFN sitting very low himself. Do you have the Icarus dive if they want to try to make it? Yeah, I was about to say, right into the blood right. HFN trying to step around here. Is going to try to man fight Monkeys. Not going to be able to. Another hit, and that's a double kill for Monkeys.
Yeah, that just looks like Owie underestimating the damage that this Bloodseeker Bloodright does at level 2, and the healing too that comes from Thirst. Like, he gets a kill onto the Clockwork, and he heals for like 200 HP or something. It's really ridiculous. Even with the Metamorphosis, you can't outdamage this Bloodright.
I remember how excited you were when you saw this over in Kiev. I remember your post about saying, like, oh my god, I'm just gonna play Bloodseeker all the time. Bit of a dive, though, in the middle lane, coming out from Ryle. Isn't gonna be able to quite close the gap over here onto Gunnar, so we get the sprays coming out. 5-minute runes are up. Looks like Crazy's managed to secure several of them. Maybe even more. Looks like Ocean will be able to go and grab this other one, but in the triangle. And they'll place a ward on the side. Only level 3 on the Clockwork, though, so far. Don't think we're going to be seeing any big plays coming out in this mid lane just yet.
Now, once again, it's hard against the Tiny for the same reason that it's hard for a Bat to gank the Tiny. You can just toss away the Clockwork. He's going for it, though, it looks like.
Considered it, but we'll just back off.
I think Monkeys is probably calling that his lane is literally completely empty.
Yeah. And get a nice kill here in the bottom lane over onto KheZu as the Phoenix rotates to the bottom.
Yeah, great rotation from Ocean. I mean, this is just the fact, like, you leave this top lane totally empty. Zoomers is a team that will very quickly take advantage of you if you let them do it. Like, if you give them an opportunity, like leaving a safe lane completely empty, like, this isn't a pub. They're gonna immediately leave and punish you.
Oh, a little bit of a scramble over here, though. Gunnar being held in place does have the avalanche, but he's just burning down. He's being held into place with those cogs, so that's going to be a dead Gunnar and a very happy Bryle.
It's getting to the point that I think Gunnar probably wants to leave and just let Ocean take mid, just run around and kill people. Because
this is not looking so hot for Moonmeander here, though, with the double damage over on Ocean with Sammy Boy here with those arrows. That is a... oh, gosh. All right. Boy, that...
Do I spill the beans on the drama?
I mean, we knew there was a little bit of static going on between these two teams, and I think it's safe to say that they're still not great with it. Monkeys Forever, though, does get taken advantage in the top lane, knowing that all those supports are not there to babysit him.
So, in a pub, I think Husky and Moonmeander got into a bit of a debate. They were, you know, maybe losing, maybe they had some bad carry, and they were mad at some other thing, but whatever. Anyway, they eventually got a little upset with each other, got heated, and then I believe Moonmeander removed all of Zoomers from his friends list, the entire team. So There's a bit of drama going on.
Just a little bit. But that's going to be our first rupture over in the mid lane. Brile diving behind his tower. Ocean is here, though. Throw out. They'll get a little bit of vision. It's going to tick down a bit. The rest of the team, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to make it over in time to save Brile's. Monkey's just chasing him down the toss with the creep. And it's going to get secured here over by Gunner. And a bit of a deep of a dive, but Moon Meander now trying to run away. Does manage to go use the stick. Monkey's forever does get taken down, though, in the meanwhile by Brile and Moon. Ocean now stuck out in no man's land. He'll be the next to fall, as the rest of Zoomers may be going just a little bit too hard here. Toss back over with the Cardi. Oh, the follow-up, though, coming out from Sammy Boy. Not quite enough damage with that multi-shot, but it will be able to go cancel out the clarity. You've got the Hawk on the side, trying to give a little bit of vision. Sammy's sitting a little bit low here. Looks like they'll be able to go take the tower, and they're going to walk away.
Great rotation from Zoomers there. Just, I think the reasoning behind that rotation is not so much to kill the Batrider. I don't think that matters at all. I think it's more to just pressure that tower on the catapult. And so the fact that they were the ones that initiated that move means that they have the person advantage. I mean, also the fact that Terrorblade's not really a hero that wants to show up to that at this point. He doesn't have meta, and his lane was a little bit rough. Like, he needs to catch up for a bit.
Oh, Moon. Well, there was a Moon Meander there. It's not there anymore.
He's lucky their tips are on cooldown. I think they would.
No, they definitely. Although Monkeys needs to be careful here. He's trying to mess with HFN. They just have Owie nearby. Open up with Battery Assault, followed up with the Cogs. You can see Gunner making his way over. They cut their way through. They look like they want to try to grab Owie, and it looks like they should be able to as they get the rupture off. Gunner just chasing him down. Has that avalanche, the toss. It's going to be able to go find a kill, but now Brile dragging him back. This is looking like it's going to be a kill here for HFN. Gunner trying really, really hard, but it actually ends up getting split between the three of them now. Husky sitting at level 5, not able to save him at this time. And that's going to open the door down here for Sammy Boy, although Moon Meander, again, just taking so much damage. There's the Icarus dive that goes and drops, manages to go stun up Ocean, and now Sammy Boy's in trouble because the rest of the team made their way bottom, managed to go and get the kill over onto the Rubik, but Sammy will be next to fall. Moon throws out his own tip here to be a little sassy, and it looks like Ocean is going to go down to Brile as well.
Dude, Brile is there. He's like in their head right now.
He's everywhere.
You know? He didn't TP top. He walked there. Like, he anticipated that gank was going to happen, and that was his response to that. And then that lets him TP bot. And he doesn't have travels. He went for Drums of Endurance, so he's playing to fight. And if his prediction skills weren't like 100% on point right now, I think most people would think that this like non-travels build is a bit weird, maybe throwy. But like the fact that he's actually predicting exactly where Zoomers are going to make their moves makes this absolutely 100% work.
Well, like I said earlier on when we first got into the game, it's a little bit more transparent, you know, what they need to do over on the side, right underneath the ward. Oof. That's why you always do ward, guys. But, you know, they know that this Drow, if she's not being protected, she is the #1 target here. So already you can see the Smoke of Deceit being made here over to the top. They've got a catapult. They want to try to take out Sammy. They do have one bodyguard here. It's Gunner, but it's not going to be enough, especially when you consider that they have the lasso back up immediately. Dumping on in here, going to be able to go grab Sammy Boy back, the toss up, and also the flame break going right back in again. Sammy's just ticking down. He's taking too much fire damage. Not going to be able to survive this now as Gunner's going to get cogged on up over here with Owie. Doesn't... Oh, okay, there it is. There's the swap. They'll follow it up again, follow with an egg, try to slow them down with the avalanche, and toss back over onto Owie Husky with the swap again as they're going chasing after Brile here. They've got the vision on him, but they don't have anything to cancel it out over here on the side. So it looks like he's going to be able to walk away. Moon Meander, though, not as lucky, as in comes Husky and Monkeys, and they get the kill.
So they saw that smoke, and they were debating it, but a
little bit too hard, I think.
There looks like there was a little bit of a miscommunication, or things just like weren't happening fast enough to get the people there to defend the Drow. And I think Gunner probably needed to play to like the bottom left there if they did know that was happening. So I'm sure they're gonna have words about that, but I think Crazy, like, really they just wanted to defend the tower of all things. They weren't really that concerned with getting the kills, and so losing that tower definitely hurts them more than the deaths. But I mean, man.
Oh, the hook shot over onto 2, over by the rune. They're just going to hold them in place. They're going to take a bath in all of this lovely Firefly. Get the kill over onto Husky. He's really, really fast over here. Monkeys, though, still alive. They used the roar, though, going back in. Gunner left behind. As now Owie trying to run away. Sammy's here, but HFN's also just dishing out the damage. It's not going to be enough, I don't think. Can they get a couple uphill miss chances? No. Sammy Boy's going to get taken out. As HFN joins his first team fight here, he's going to turn right back around, and he's going to help him take down the mid tower with that meta. And also, he managed to find himself an Iron Talon. Very, very nice for him. But looks like he's just going to keep farming. All right. Take a tower there too, HFN. But
yeah, they're all respawning, I think.
KZ? Gunner's so fast right now. It's just the phase, huh? Uh-oh, going right back in again. Monkeys gonna get popped over to the side. Managed to get a stun off here from Husky's. Gonna try to protect them. They'll go, they'll drop down the blood right. Another swap coming out. I'm not sure exactly what the plan was with that. Maybe they weren't quite ready. Gunner not having too much mana, but it's gonna be right into the middle of everyone here. Ocean, he does have the egg available if he wants to try to go for it. They'll drop the blood right again. And they're focusing down the egg pretty fast, but are they gonna be able to do it fast enough? Yes, they'll be able to get the kill, but then Kazu also going to fall. Hookshot getting thrown in from the backline. Briley's just taking so much damage. He's gonna be next to fall, followed by Gunner. But look at Monkeys, man. This guy, he's speedy. He's gonna try to save Husky. Not gonna be able to, but manages to go get a double kill and take down Owie. The only one who's still left alive over on the side of Crazy is HFN.
I don't even know who that favors. I feel like that doesn't. I mean, Crazy got a gold lead during that, right? Like, because HFN is farming. It went from 1K to 2K, but that really just seems like it just seems even. And I think if you're Crazy and this game is going even, you have a little bit later of a timing with this TB, and you're kind of cool with that. He has 3,000 gold net worth above the Drow, so I think this is not going to be one of those games where Drow just like runs over the TB with damage, because if TB has an item advantage, that's just not a thing anymore.
I guess the thing that I'm considering, though, too, and it's not to say that the rest of the side of Crazy isn't playing well, because they definitely are. They're making these things happen. Sometimes the fights aren't necessarily going in their favor, but does it reach a point? Hold that thought, because Sammy Boy getting trapped up. Nice gust, though. Gonna try to save himself, try to get away. Sunray comes out, and they're gonna try to drag him back here. The Sunray just not gonna be able to connect. Nice swap, though, coming out from Husky. We'll be able to keep Sammy Boy alive for a little bit longer, but now he's gonna get taken down by KZ. Now Gunner left alone over here in the triangle, dropping the blood right. In comes Monkeys. He's thinking about going in, but he knows that it's just a little bit too dangerous. Gunner now trying to run away. Ocean trying to slow them down a little bit. The stun comes out, though they stole it. Moon Meander gets himself a double kill. And they'll throw out yet another tip.
You know the crazy thing?
I see what you did there.
I need to stop doing that one, actually. I can't help it.
I do it the Purge, too. I make fun of him every time he does it.
They have vision of that ward.
Yep.
There's a sentry there. I don't know if it was like just out of his day vision or something like that, but yeah, they're pinging it now. They have the sentry prepped on the high ground to like stop that smoke from happening, right? This is a 3 or 4 minute old sentry, so like they knew that something like that was eventually going to happen because you have a Drow, but just nobody standing on the hill, and I think Sammy Boy might have been just out of range of that. Great smokes from Crazy, though. I really like how they're extremely active in this game. Once again, going back to this Batrider build, like he just picked up the travels. He went drums into like Windlace, casual circlet travels. He's just gone for all these early stat items, and being incredibly active with these smokes. They have not let up for a moment on Zoomers.
And that's good. It's really working in their favor for sure. The fact that, you know, sometimes you see these Batriders, they go for the boots of travel, like you said. They'll go and just try to push out waves. They'll farm up this way. But I feel like in this particular meta, if you could get any sort of advantage, you're just better off trying to look for these fights, these pickoffs, and then taking advantages after that. But smoke comes out from the side of 4 Zoomers. And I believe the Phoenix did just pick up a 4-staff, too, to try to help deal with these clockwork cogs. But are they going to run into anyone is the question.
Oh, there's honestly a lot of heroes that Force is good against. Ooh, owie. Nice positioning.
Husky?
You do not want to block here.
No, you'd be happier with someone else, but you can still get a kill. Oh, the Rupture over onto Brile and force them back again. know if you still initiate, although with Ocean here, you could potentially go in with this egg. Multi-shot, just tossing out, pushing out the wave, trying to take down one of these creeps here that KZ's collected.
Once again, like, kill score goes the way of Zoomers in this fight, but the gold lead is still going towards Crazy.
It's
it's just the nature of 5-manning like this in HFN, just focusing on farming. Like, the guy's got an entire Scotty, a 17-minute Sanjin Yasha Scotty.
Yeah.
What? That's an insane amount of farm.
Well, they haven't pressured him, I think, is part of the problem. Although we'll start off open with the lift here over onto Monkeys Forever. The Cogs, nice pushback here from Owie. Will separate the fight. Husky sitting on the low ground here, not going to be able to go and help out Monkeys. It doesn't look like Monkeys will be next to fall. They'll be able to follow up now on Husky. There's going to be the egg getting used, but I don't think it's going to be able to do much of anything other than just having a nice focus here. So now Sammy Boy forced to run away, and he has no way to... Oh, look at the body block coming out from Bryle. The slow coming out from HFN with the Scotty. This is a dead drow. That's a double kill now for HFN. And Gunner forced to run away.
Directly in front of the Roche pit too, and just the convenient double damage spawns immediately after the fight. If you look at the clock, that was 12 seconds ago that the rune spawned, so that was like just an immediate DD spawn after the fight for the TV who already has.
Oh, almost getting the kill on me ended up. Not quite, unfortunately, and it looks like Gunner is going to eventually pay for this with his life. They pick up the Aegis, and HFN is on a mega kill streak. Yikes.
Yeah,
that feels bad.
That definitely seals the deal. I mean, the thing is, like, this is TV's timing either way, even without an Aegis. I mean, as you can obviously tell, like, he showed up to the fight with the Scotty Sanjin Yasha. This is when he decided, like, the time is to fight against the Straw Rangers, having these two items with Metamorph. And with the Aegis, and also +1 of another item soon, I'm not sure what Zoomers can do. They don't have any, like, recovery mechanic in this game. They don't have any, like, crazy team fight ultimate. They don't have any crazy farming hero that they can, you know, just get a ton of net worth on, or, like, get a rapier or something like that.
It's just a little bit too hard because it's a bit of too early of a draft, but that flare immediately gonna spot out Monkeys. Monkeys just trying to make some space, climb through the tree line here. They'll use the lasso, they'll drag him back, hold him into place, and just slowly click him down. Very slowly, and there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put no pressure on HFN this game.
They couldn't really. Once again, the way Crazy were playing this game was extremely fast. They were constantly smoking with their other 4 heroes, and look at this, even like at this point in the game, just immediately running into the triangle, not even trying to push that bottom tower, leaving the Beastmaster summons down there to do it. They're just sweeping across the map, not giving Zoomers any space. If you don't do this, Zoomers gets these 2 bounty runes for free. But doing this means that you get 4 bounty runes for Crazy. These guys are 100% playing on point in this game.
They look good, that's for sure. And it just feels like the side of Zoomers, they're losing so much of this map. And it's just becoming so hard for Sammy Boy to find anything. And they've got vision everywhere as well, too. So no matter where he goes, he's got to be afraid, right? We talked about Husky, you know, kind of being joined at the hip with Sammy Boy to try to keep him alive. But it's still very difficult. A couple pings come out. They see Monkeys here. Bryle, starting with the Firefly. Maybe considering it, but during all this, they'll find a kill on Owie. Not necessarily the person you want. But a nice pick-off either way.
The classic, the enemy is in my triangle, so I'm going to smoke into their triangle play, but Zoomers are not strong enough to just continue holding the triangle, because if you do that, well then, TV just pops meta, and he takes your entire base. So does the Beastmaster, well, except without the meta. So, you can't just stay there. They have to get back. And,
I don't know what they can hope to do right now, Jenkins. They have the Aegis. They just finished a BKB for Terrorblade that's going to be coming in. It's a spot out over onto Monkeys. Bryle immediately jumps forward with the lasso with that, and they're just going to put Monkeys over on the top, laugh at him as he is just being held in place. He'll get a rupture out over onto Bryle, but he doesn't care. He's just happy to sit here and click him.
Blood Rage on Rubik. That'll be really nice for putting the TB super high attack speed for these high ground pushes. Yeah, there it is. Any Bloodseeker spell, man. You're happy to get any spell from this hero. I like what HFN is doing with the Grove Bow in his backpack. When he switches to meta, he puts the Grove Bow in. for that extra range. And then when he's not meta, he uses the Imp Claw.
Seems like a smart pickup to me.
I've seen a lot of carry players doing this lately, not just with the Grove Bow, just with a lot of items. Like they'll put the lifesteal item in when they need to lifesteal and they're farming, and then they'll put, you know, something like an Orb of Destruction out whenever they're fighting. Carries are just greedy.
Taking all of my neutral items, please. I just want one.
They really are. As if we thought it couldn't get any worse with these greedy carries.
I know.
Then again, HFN does have nearly 20,000 net worth at this point, double the next guy. So
yeah, I think he deserves those items.
He can do basically whatever he wants. This is his game.
I mean, he's literally done whatever he wants. He's 6-1 and 2 right now. He is a big bad Terrorblade. He's still got an Aegis. He's got a BKB. Sammy throws out like one hit over at him, and that's about all they can do. In fact, I think the Phoenix Sunray is doing more damage to him instead of Sammy at this point.
Yeah,
that's an oof.
It's rough. Sammy doesn't really have any completed item. I mean, he's got all these little small items, but he's not ready to go. He needs to hit TB about 15 times to kill him, and I think that's just too much time. In that time, he's going to die to just the TB alone, I think, could 1v1 him.
Looks like, sounded like a hook shot, but...
Yeah, Owie missed on Sammy Boy. Just with that level 1 hook shot, it's really slow. Did you know the hook speed increases with the levels that you get on it? Because
no,
it's it's the same speed, but larger cast range. It's one of the weirdest things.
Huh.
Like, Pudge Hook wasn't like that when you could increase the range of it between the levels.
What's a Pudge? I haven't seen that hero. And
that's actually a Dota 1 hero, Moxxie, and it was removed by Ice Frog in one of the recent patches.
He deemed it insignificant. I heard that they gave him a shiny little persona, though.
No, you heard wrong. You heard wrong. They've deemed Pudge insignificant in every patch since Dota 1.
Don't worry, Jenkins. Someday you'll be able to play your Pudge again, and he won't just be feeding.
I've lost all hope.
Oh, come on, Ice Frog. Do it for Jenkins. He's a
just
good
like
lad.
Zoomers have lost all hope in this game, sitting in their base.
Oh, but they get the stomp up over onto Gunner. Throw out that mirror image. Hook shot not connecting this time around. Force staff, though, buys Gunner a little bit more time. They're using every force staff that they can. They're trying to get him away. The bounce back, though, into the roar. This is going to be a dead Gunner. And now the support's forced to run away. Although a decent amount of damage coming out. The swap back, though. Doesn't matter if you have a BKB. Brow says, I'm totally okay with this. We'll drag you right back in. Husky's going to get taken down. Sammy Boy's next. And there's going to be a couple of these buybacks, but look at these guys. They're so scary. The BKB double damage over onto HFN. How do you fight this guy? Look, this ocean just melts. Another buyback. They're not willing to give this up just yet, but I don't know how they get in here with what they have. Well, we'll try to use the Sunray a little bit. They know that the Aegis has been reclaimed on HFN, but doesn't seem to care a whole heck of a lot. So they'll just walk away from this easy peasy.
You know when Phoenix Sunray does the most amount of damage because it's percentage, you've got some issues. Yeah.
They know. They can't.
Yeah.
Might as well move on to the next game.
Yeah, that's fair. That's really fair, I think.
You know, it's a 25k net worth lead. That's pretty rough to bounce back from, especially when you don't have any late game heroes to really help you bounce back, right?
Really, what I would say with this one, and let me know if I'm just like out in the middle of left field here, but I feel like Owie baited this Drow pick and it worked. Like that's what this game looks like to me, is that this like flex with the bat going mid and the Beast last pick and forcing the Drow by picking the TB lended itself for like the pace that Crazy wanted to play this game. Like with how fast they were playing and the Bat Rider drums and the smokes that they were making constantly across the map, I feel like they knew exactly how Zoomers was going to play this. And the reason they knew exactly why Zoomers was going to play this was because if we can see that it's a Drow pick, Moxxie,
they
surely
definitely, yeah.
These guys know that it's going to be the Drow. So I think you just can't take the bait next time if you're Zoomers. I think they did a good job with the draft in this one.
I would say Aoi was playing 4D chess for sure with this particular
100%.
draft. He did an incredible job, picking up that last minute Beastmaster there for KZU, and they just kept the pressure going. I love the way that Brian went and he adjusted his build, so he didn't go for those boots of travels, like you said, went for a stats item, went for, early fighting, and it paid off in the long run because the entire time, and sometimes I give HFN a little bit of guff for this sometimes because he is such a fantastic farmer, but you always know where HFN's going to be on certain heroes. Like he's just going to farm, 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 farm. And Crazy realizes this. They managed to make enough space using these heroes early on that he was allowed to just hit creeps, get what he needed. I think he 346 last hits, and he went 8-1-4. Like this guy was a menace when he showed up. It's like that old meme of Anti-Mage where he shows up at 45 minutes, except it didn't take that long. He just says, I am done farming now. Let's fight.
Yeah,
So
Terrorblade is really the ultimate hero for that,
yeah.
honestly.
But
Just
fantastic job coming out from the side of Crazy. And I think Zoomers just need to go back to the drawing board a little bit here. What do you think?
I think so. I think if you're Zoomers, I mean, I would ask them, but it's not cool to do that after a loss.
No, we're not
If
doing
they
that.
won, I would like ask them about their draft. But I would imagine that they probably talk about something like, okay, they baited us with this TB pick, and clearly it let them dictate the pace of the game, and we didn't play our own game. And yeah, I mean, maybe not so much go back to the drawing board, but play our game, not
Yeah,
theirs.
I would agree with that. Well, this is a best of 3 series, guys. So we are going to take a short break. But when we come back, we're going to have game number 2 here at the BTS Pro Series 3.